Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I am going to make Kaileilea's oregano and mustard chicken and green beans. It is super delicious. Kaileileia, about I don't know how many years ago, like 3 years ago or so, maybe more than that, she made up a recipe, and she tasted, she sniffed, she looked at the different spices that we had on hand. We were traveling, and she decided to make this combination of spices, and it turned and everything, and it turned out so good that we made it as one of our regular in our rotation, which we don't really have a rotation, but one of our regular meals. So tell me if you like green beans, put like them in the comments. And this is a one-pot meal. It does not require much preparation at all, like one of the least, because all you have to do is check out the chicken. And unless you're using like fresh green beans that you need to cut the ends of. But I have 2 tablespoons of butter that I'm melting. And I'm going to add my chicken to these 2 tablespoons of butter. And have a lot of chicken juice right here that I want to get rid of. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. You're going to want to make it. And you're going to want to try this one. And the girls love this too. I mean, Kaileileia did create it, so they also love it. And it's very good. It's I was gonna say it's not really like strong flavor, but it's not a small amount of flavor either. It's a great mix of different spices. There's really not that many ingredients in it. There's a few different spices, but not a ton of different, not tons of them. And then outside of that, there's really only the protein, which is chicken, the veggies, which are green beans, and the healthy fat that is the butter, and we're going to use heavy whipping cream. So tell me, where are you watching from? And I'm going to get the initial spices in here. So we're going to add to this a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. You could also use 3 cloves of garlic, or you could use half a tablespoon of minced garlic. Whoop! I thought we were close to the end, but we're not all the way there yet. Tell me what you would use. You could use either of those. So 3 cloves of fresh garlic, half a tablespoon of minced garlic, or half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Which one do you use? Put it in the comments. I would love to know. I go back and forth. This is probably, I use more often the garlic powder just because of the ease of it. But I do like the others as well. A lot. I mean, I really like garlic. If you really like garlic too, put garlic in the comments. I love garlic. All right. Now I have the butter melted and mixed with the garlic powder. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of pink salt to our chicken. And then we're going to keep cooking our chicken a little bit longer before we add the green beans. Not too much longer, because we do want to make sure that the chicken gets cooked, but we don't need our green beans to cook for terribly long. Now, if you are doing green beans that are fresh green beans, then you are going to need to cook your green beans a lot longer if you want them to be a little bit soft. So you might put them in right now, just depending on when, like what kind. I'm using frozen green beans. So I'm going to let that go a little bit longer. And I would love to know a highlight from your day. Something that the girls and my husband and I have been, that we're redoing. My husband and I used to do it all the time for years prior to the girls being born. And then we got away from it a little bit. And that is that we talk about our highlights at dinner. We talk about what our highlights are from the day and our lowlights, if there's a lowlight and more than a highlight, or even if there's lowlights that we want to acknowledge. We acknowledge them. We don't. We acknowledge them and let them be also part of reality. But tell me what. So same thing with you guys. What is a highlight from your day? Actually, I think I like this. I'm going to start doing this. What's something in my dinners, because that's what we do as a family. So I'm sharing what we do. what's something, and we keep track of it, and we're getting better at getting back on track with that, but we keep track of it in like a Google sheet so that we can look across the years and be like, oh my gosh, on this same day, on whatever day it is, the 11th of March in 2020, this was your highlight. That's crazy. We like to do it, see that and celebrate that, or interesting low light. Oh, that's interesting. So what has been a highlight in your day? Put it in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video, or save it. If you see the little 3 dots at the bottom, you can choose to save it. If you don't see like a little flag icon or button, you can save it with that, and you can create your own collection. You can make it Christina's CWK, Christina's World Kitchen recipes, so that when you want to find one of my recipes, it's easy to find. All right, we're going to add our green beans now. And I forgot to cut open this package. So I have 2 packs of green beans. These are 12 ounces each. So 24 ounces of green beans. And then we're going to add some more spices, add our last healthy fat, and then just let it saute till the chicken is all cooked and the green beans are the consistency that you want them. So I'm going to mix these with my chicken, of course with my 2 spatulas, because I really have a hard time keeping things in the pot when I only use 1 spoon. So I have to use 2. And I like using grabbers with my chicken. It's easy to move it around. All right. Now I'm going to add the rest of the spices, and then we're going to add our last thing, and then we're done. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I know that I'm not as high up. I got to get a new tripod. All right. Here is that. I got to figure out where this best goes. Maybe it's going to go here. Just got to figure that out. Oh, look at that. That might work for a little bit. Maybe. I don't want it to slip and fall. Okay. Just like it did. Okay, we're going to do it from here, and I'm going to show you occasionally. Okay. We have now a teaspoon of parsley. A teaspoon of parsley. And then we have a teaspoon of mustard powder. A teaspoon of mustard powder. And then we have a teaspoon and a half, 1.5 teaspoons, or half a tablespoon of oregano. That's the 1. Here is the half of oregano. And then we have another 1.5 teaspoons of pink salt. Now you could just start with 1 more teaspoon of pink salt and then add to taste after that. That's actually what I recommend. Okay. Now we're going to add our I'm going to mix that first. We're going to mix it. Tell me what your highlight is from today. What are you celebrating from today? It could be as simple as you smiled at someone, or as you finished a project at work, or that you moved your body more than you usually do, or the same that you usually do. You stayed consistent, that you drank some more water, that you're going to make a great choice for your dinner. What is it that you're doing? Remember, don't sacrifice good for perfect. You don't have to be perfect to see better health happen. It isn't necessary to be perfect. It is necessary to be consistent and to be consistently good, better, and best. It's consistently good, at least, and the better you become, 1% better every day, the better you become over time. And that's all you need. Okay, now we're going to add our 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. 1/4 cup heavy whipping cream. And now we get to mix this all around. And now we've got an opportunity to let it just sit. That's the last thing. There's nothing else to do. So tell me your highlight. I would love to celebrate it with you. If you have a low light and that's overwhelming, they're your highlight. You can share that too if you'd like. Remember that what you focus on expands. So sharing a low light isn't so that it can expand and that you dwell on it, but so that you can let it go and move on and continue to look for your 1% better. All right, that is it. This is Kaileilea's dish. She designed it, she created it, she chose the quantities, she loves it. Zariah likes it. We all like it, actually. So make sure you give it a try. I'll show you now. And super simple, one pot meal from my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye!